Alright, finally, welcome back to In Other Waters. Took me a while today. I was going to be, like, perfectly on time today. And then I remembered I hadn't filled in all the, like, video info for, I was gonna say Sable, its Cradle. Oh boy. So yeah, we are in the bloom, the nice poisonous bloom, toxic bloom. Sounds fun. Luckily, we don't need to breathe. And I think I'm just, like, ready to jump in. The taxonomy I wanted to wait with, right? Until I'm, like, done with it. Yeah, we need to scan more stuff in here anyway. Wish you could go for contacts. Yeah, contacts just seem to also have, like, a bunch of issues with them. Like, there's issues with glasses and with contacts. So I don't think I would be able to, like, handle contacts. They just sound too bothersome. But yeah, as I was saying before I started this, glasses refuse to be smudge-free, no matter what you do. Alright, so I'm back on mouse and keyboard for this because, well, mostly mouse. I just feel like that's quite a bit nicer in most scenarios. Alright, here we go again. Guess we'll grab as many of these as I can for oxygen. And since I'm, like, grabbing a few, we can probably make use of the boost while traveling around here. Yeah, like, this stuff is so much easier to do with mouse and keyboard. Also, I guess I should zoom in. Yeah. Kinda gonna waste some boost here, but that's fine. And then we were kind of done down here, I believe. And it was weird that it mentioned, like, parts of Mina's suit or something, but we couldn't do anything with that. We couldn't even, like, salvage it. Just gonna, like, confirm with the scans. Can we take more samples here? Yeah. That's a lot of oxygen if we need it. I think I got these back to base, right? Can't quite remember now. Not too sure. Yeah, this is the one thing that's, like, annoying on mouse and keyboard. You can't just easily go from scanning to I want to go here, because you have to click, wait for it to, like, charge up, then go here, then click this. Like, there's a lot of waiting time, whereas you just press a couple buttons on the controller and then, like, you've gone from scanning to the aim mode and you can just travel. So there's definitely pros and cons. Blackened rocks. The rock here is mottled with dark patches as if burned by electrical currents. Guess we'll keep going left and up, mostly. Toxic waters. Rocks jut out from the green at strange angles. But yeah, I guess I should read everything anyway. Traveling this deep in the bloom is like swimming through the interior of a vast green dome. Got some more stuff here. A sickly pale green light filters down onto the rocks. Partially concealed among layers of rock, this fan slowly undulates, releasing catalytic dust in its wake. So we can get some more oxygen here. Might as well. Sure, why not? Why does it say sampling available? Okay. Was that a bug? Because it said sampling available even though there were no samples left? Shards of rock with green clouds between turn the seafloor into a miniature landscape. Blue flashes flicker across the shattered strata of rock. I still don't know if it's better to, like, actually use the booster. I read, so, like, I'm just gonna stand still for most of it. Huge plates of layered rock make the floor here into a jagged pattern of small overhangs. Again, I really wish stuff like this wasn't timed, like consuming fuel and oxygen when you're just sitting here. I wish it was just when you're moving, it should do it, so that it didn't, like, actively punish reading things out loud, or just slow readers. The rock outcrops of this area are clogged with strings of microbial growth, which dance in the slight currents. Now we have to wait for Ellery. Oh no, we've already done this. Bivalve creature. These creatures bury themselves to hide from the bloom's toxicity, making them one of the few life forms that can survive the bloom. A large bulbous rock emerges out of the rock floor. Silt gathers in the winding cracks that score its surface. Metal traces. The ghost of some equipment lies in the silt, one of many pieces lost in Mina's expedition into the bloom. I'm not doing too hot. Do I have to use these, even though, like, I kind of don't want to? Scorched plain. The nearby bubble sits alone in this flat plain, scorched by the chemical processes of billions of metabolizing cells. Yeah, if there's nothing here, oh. We're safe. Silicate skeletons. These beautiful lifeless shapes like a sculptor's abandoned works. Apostrophe here. Gather around the way station, rocking gently into the current. Or in the current. Yeah. This is a very annoying mechanic here, because, like, this probably is paced fine if you just read things quietly to yourself, and you take, like, 5 seconds instead of, like, 20 seconds, or, well, maybe not that much, but, you know. Like, it takes a while to read things, so it's a little obnoxious that it's, like, punishing you for reading slowly or for reading things out loud. That is just not a very well thought out mechanic. Nesting creatures. Like the nests themselves, which are woven from transparent threads, the bubbles which protect them also seem to have a delicate skin. Crystal cylinders. This nest is the way station's protector. Without its swarms of iridescent life, that's 2 R's, the station would be little more than a rust-eaten frame. Let's just go here first. No, like, hive in here? It must have been a struggle to assemble the metallic cage of this way station so deep in the bloom. What led Mina out here? Finally, a way station. With this active, we can call for retrieval all across the bloom. Useful when we run low on oxygen. Open the terminal and we can resupply, and see if Mina has left any map data behind. Yeah, there we go, good. Okay, I've got her logs here. A lot of trips back and forth between here and a laboratory? That means she must have set up a remote lab somewhere deeper into the bloom. She spent months making trips to it, ferrying some materials from elsewhere in the bloom to there. She was studying something important to her. We have to find that lab. I'll log the coordinates on the dive map when we get back to the base. Alright. So if I link and then leave, does the link cancel? Bubble edge. This side of the bubble seems so close to the way station. If it were to shrink, any foothold we have in this green desert would be lost. I see, yeah. User moving. Okay, so yeah, you need to reconnect then. I mean, I guess we might as well get retrieved right now and scout out the area around. We'll probably have a talk as well. Hey, are you back with me? Good. I wanted to ask you about the bloom. I've been trying to understand what is causing it. Also, these sound effects? Hold on. It seems unlikely that we are looking at a stable ecosystem. It has to be a unique event. And yet, creatures have rapidly and effectively adapted to these conditions. How is that possible? There's something we aren't seeing. Something Mina was investigating too. Do you think she knows something we don't? No, I think we know everything. She has to. Maybe she's holed up in the lab mentioned in the map data, waiting for us. Let's find that lab. I thought we, like, kind of confirmed that Mina was probably dead. I guess not. Yeah, alright. That sound when you click, it sounds very similar to a sound effect from Within a Deep Forest. Nifflus's, one of Nifflus's, like, first games. And it's very, like, weirdly nostalgic. Yeah, we did put these in. I'll give them more anyway, just because why not? It seems balanced around, like, you not bringing a bunch of stuff with you on every trip. Need to scan more here, I think. Yeah. Everything else is scanned. And now we have... Wait. That's the way station we were in? Really? No, this is the one. I see. That's where we want to go. And here's a bloom fan stem. Bloom fans struggle to survive in this hostile corner of the bloom, so we should be able to find dead fans near here, if we can survive it ourselves. Data from the way station places Mina's remote lab in the southern part of the bloom. She is hiding something here. But what if I just, like, continue north instead? I don't know. I feel like this is one of those games where, like, you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot by not just going for the things that you have available. Like, sure, we can probably go up here and find new way stations and stuff, but then, like, eventually we need to do this anyway, and then it's just gonna be a hassle, so... I think it's probably better to just, like, go for the things that we want to do. Similar to what we did here, where we, like, completed all of the steps until it was like, okay, now we need to go across here, and then you go and collect all of the, like, extra bits and stuff like that. Probably a good idea. So let's try and go down and left if we can. Yep, so let's just leave everything else for now. Worn equipment, abandoned to the bloom by Mina. It's impossible to tell what this oxidized scrap once was. Toxic waters. Clumps and trails of microbial growth trail across my visor. Nothing of interest, just more microbial clouds. Fan-like fins which can fold down, and a simple set of retractable eyes enable the creature to totally conceal itself within its shell. A little sand is gathered around the distended base of this rock, enough to hide a creature from the bloom, perhaps. Growths clump in the eaten-away dents in the rock floor, as if tunneling into the planet. I guess worst case scenario, we like teleport back to base and then just speed on through. Whorled rock formations sit wreathed in green cloud. Twisting in the direction of the bloom's flow, this fan cuts a slit of clear water through the microbial clouds. Yeah, it's already like 75% used up, and we only get 30% from these. Not even that. 21%. That's not good. You can't just, like, wait around here until more samples show up, can you? I don't know exactly how that works. And there's no way to, like, get more value out of them, I don't think. Silt plain. The rock floor here is covered in a thin layer of silt, unmoved by currents or creatures. Yeah, I guess let's just go. And hopefully we can just teleport. Oh, let's keep heading right as much as possible. Metal debris, scattered and eaten away. Debris from Mina's expedition spreads out across the rock shelf, gathering tiny drifts of sand. This part of the bloom is strangely still, the green cloud suspended in the water. Oops. Abandoned base. Mina clearly tried to establish a base here, but it was unable to resist the bloom. Why here, so deep in this toxic landscape? Yeah, the time pressure is making me mess up more on my reading, which is very annoying. When active, these creatures feed directly on the microbial growth of the bloom, rapidly clearing a patch of oxygenated water. Silt is gathered in wide drifts around the remains of Mina's makeshift base. What was she looking for here? So I guess time to leave. I mean, I think it's fine to, like, actually die. I don't think there's any downside to that, but I guess we might as well. Like, maybe I should just bring some stuff? I don't know, I'm just a hoarder. It's like, oh well, we have 2 of these, but I don't know, maybe I'll need them more later. For some reason, I just don't really want to use up stuff, even though I don't think it has any purpose being in the sample store. I don't think it does anything. But yeah, let's just do it again. We can do that trick at least to start, like charge up a boost, then refill my oxygen here. And then we get ready. And now we can just go fast. Yeah, like if you're just traveling, then sure, using the booster is like definitely more efficient. But when you want to read and stuff, I'm not so sure. Because you would only get to do like 2 of them before you have to refuel. Yeah, now we're back at least. Quiet clearing. In the shadow of the ridge, the water here is still and clearer than elsewhere in the bloom. Does that mean not poisonous? Nope. Metal traces. Among the rocks, the twisted remains of some equipment, most likely brought here by Mina, lies oxidized and caked in growth. Didn't they just spell oxidize with an S previously and now it's a Z? Like, both are correct, but it's weird to be inconsistent. Maybe they didn't. Bloom growth. These olive green clumps of bubbles. Oh, these microbial growths seem big enough to log and sample. Let's see what they can tell us about this place. Where there's little current and the growth of the bloom settles. These bubbles form in the densest area of the bloom growth. They might be the best clue to what the bloom is made from. Hole edge. Thick with microbial growth, the edge of the sinkhole is like a ragged wound, green wound, in the rock of the ridge. Is there anything to be found here, or am I just wandering blindly in this green desert? God, this drains way too fast in here. It's kind of obnoxious. Bloom froth. We won't get much from observing this stuff. I've logged the species. Let's analyze the samples back at base. Dark green bubbles that form in the most dense areas of the bloom, where there's little current to provide water flow. A froth of green bubbles lies around the edge of the hole. We should be able to sample them here. Please be like 40% oxygen in 3 of them. Only 10. But it's better than 7 at least. Can we dive down here? We can. Is it still toxic down here? No, it's not. Okay, that's good, at least. Curved walls streaked with cascades of green bubbles, all glassy and sickly green in the light of the suit's headlamps. Have we told you that this area is green, by the way? Everything is green. It's all green. Like, the green plant emits green bubbles in this green light of the green bloom. Metal seal. Is this her base? Corroded into the tunnel mouth, the seal is stuck fast. The only way in would be to cut straight through. Oh. Well, damn, we have found her base, but I can't get in. It's sealed shut. Did mean I do this? It looks older. This has been here a long time. Oh? Interesting. Well, I guess that's all we can do here. Central Ridge. Silt gathers against the side of the central ridge, which stretches up into the blinding green. What color was it? A lone fan holding out against the toxins provided a strip of oxygenated water. Yeah, I feel like these could do with giving a little more oxygen as well, instead of 7%. If they were like 15% or something, it wouldn't feel as, like, limiting. But I mean, I guess that's the point. And yeah, it's probably decently balanced. If you just play the game silently to yourself, it would give you that, like, slight pressure, but without just feeling kind of overwhelming. Emerging out of the silt, this rock looks almost like a fossilized flower, blooming from a stocky stem. Yeah, they're like slightly inconsistent, as am I, by the way. I'm not like, this is not meant to be hypocritical, because I do this as well. But yeah, just like, some words I spelled with a Z and other words I spelled with an S. Like, I would never spell realize with an S, even though that is perfectly fine. But I do spell, like, I don't know. I spell honor with OU and things like that. It's just a mess. Microbial filaments peek out from silt drifts like curious eels. And let's keep going down. well, for like 2 seconds. Silt strip. Between the wall of the ridge and the corroded shelf is a wide strip of pale and silvery silt. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back pretty soon. This fan looks greener than the other, its delicate spines clogged with growth. Even these remarkable creatures can succumb to the bloom. I can succumb to the bloom. You know what? Isn't this fine? This is fine. A boxy outcrop of the bloom central ridge rises out of the green growth. Yeah. Because I did, like... I did load after doing that. Just Alt F4ing. Let's just see, like, if we get other dialogue here, what happens. Because, yeah, I guess we want to try and, like, preempt that, but it doesn't seem like there's any reason to, really. She doesn't even say anything? Really? Maybe it did save that I had died the previous time? Huh. Wait, why can't I get the oxygen? What? Oh, wait, we can get samples here. Might as well take those before we go. Even though they're useless here. Just for power, which is not the problem here. Yeah, there we go. Weird that I couldn't take it before. Oh, I didn't, like, put these back. Should have done that. Oops. Not sure if it's worth it to get the sample that was, like, underground. It might be. I think it is, yeah. Since we're, like, basically full anyway, we might as well just go down here. Stock up completely, get another boost going. Yeah, now we're in a better situation. Oh. Oh, come on. Yeah, that part is easier on controller as well. I mean, I guess we might as well. Just, like, cancel that. Refuel again. And put these in. And just take some more. Okay, I don't need that, at least. Narrow passage. A thin gap between a boulder and a towering ridge. A fan-thinned... These strange little creatures are getting a big name. Bivalve bloom veins. What do you think? I don't like it. Well, I like it. Sorry. I thought you would change the name. I like Bloomvein, but like, couldn't you just say that, not bivalve Bloomvein? It's too hard to say. A fan-finned creature which conceals itself within a shell as a form of protection, and when awoken feeds on the bloom's toxic microbes. Dead fan. A fan lies in a bed of green, toppled by the weight of the microbial growth. Its stem is exposed. We could sample it here. Damn, only one. Fan stem, a piece of stem sampled from a dead fan creature. And that's it for this part. Now we just go back. There was only one? What? Why only one? I didn't grab them like this time. Huh. That's weird. Is the bloom part of a regular cycle or a single catastrophic event? These strange rocks are beautiful. If only the bloom didn't keep us from lingering longer. Burning plain. South of the bloom's ridge, the current is non-existent. Clumps of microbial growth hang in the water above a sandy plain. Oh. Let's go in here. Research site. Through the green, I can see the skeleton of Mina's remote laboratory, as fractured and remote as Mina herself. What? What is that supposed to mean? Toxic waters. Soft currents push silt into the corroded holes of the rock shelf. Corroded module. Outside the protective bubble, this module has been corroded beyond recognition. A froth of bloom growth covering the rusted plates. Bloom lab. Assembled from modules extracted from the base, Mina's lab. Now exposed to the corrosion of the bloom, sits silently in the silt. Go quick, please. This place was pressurized at some point. It must have taken months to work to establish months of work to establish this lab. And just weeks of corrosion for it to fall into ruin. Looks like Mina was gathering those mineral skeletons, studying them. What secrets have you uncovered, Mina? How were these strange silicon spheres worth all this? Beyond the bubble, the angular shape of the lab's second module sits silent, wrapped with cords of microbial growth. Let's just, like, go there right away. Yeah. Dissected skeletons. The equipment here suggests Mina was studying the mineral skeletons. Where she has cut through, the silica shines pure silver. As we are now, Mina must have relied on... Mina must have relied on the protective bubbles these spheres provide to study the bloom in its ecosystem. When their protective bubbles begin to fail, these creatures burst from their nests to repair them, swarming out to weave more threads. More of these ornate silicate globes sit in the silt. God damn it, this is hard to read. These bubbles must have been both their refuge and their grave. Like, it's written in such a way to, like, it's almost like tongue twisters half the time. Yeah, that's the good one. That's the good shit. Just not something we can get, like, regularly. Ah, I thought that was also the good one. I don't need these. And I guess I've saved this, so sure. I kind of want to go up and check what this was before we go down here. Yeah, there's a sample here, I figured. And we can go on. Just more bubbles, yeah. That's fine by me. Okay, let's go back again and check this out. Melted module. These modules are so rapidly melting away, the bloom's microbes metabolize... Are the bloom's microbes metabolizing the metal itself? Dark opening. The whole metal floor of the module reveals an opening to a passage below. Oh, whoops. Steel passage. Mina must have laid this under the lab when she constructed it. The water is clearer here, shielded from the microbial clouds. Hidden workshop. Machines glint in the dark. Papers and tools lie still on silt-speckled surfaces. Papers? What do you mean? Isn't this underwater? It is as if the scene has been frozen and captured in time. Huh? Or are we not underwater now? This is not just a lab, it's a workshop. She was building something down here. It's a suit. Looks like she was modifying an old atmospheric hard suit. How deep was she planning to go? These are verified for beyond 1,000 meters. I'm going to see what I can pull from the notes and documents here. Some of them are still partially readable. The lack of water flow must have kept them in good condition. I see. But why would there be papers just out in the water? She was definitely speccing the suit for use beyond the drop-off, modifying it with the silicate skeletons. Artificers, oh no, did I just skip something? Shit. Crap, that's a problem with the, like, auto-scrolling text that you can also manually advance. I think it just, like, auto-scrolled and I clicked right after it did, and I missed a line. That's so annoying. Exoskeletons of nanofibrous what? Protecting a silicon carbide core. Stop! Jesus Christ! The pressure resistance of their exoskeleton is unprecedented for a biological material. Seriously, you need to, like, adjust this. Adjust the auto-scrolling for, like, how long and complicated the sentence is. Oh, man. This is getting annoying. And, like, I don't think it's worth quitting now, because then I assume we would have to redo, like, quite a lot, which is annoying. Wait. Space to scan? Scan off and control? W, set heading? Oh, that's useful. I didn't even, like, think to look at that. So I don't have to just mouse only everything. Okay. That would take the depth rating of the hard suit well past 3,000 meters. Incredible. But why go over the drop-off at all? Yeah, we definitely need as much time on this one as the previous sentences. What was pushing her forward? She was incredibly driven, desperate even. She mentioned sending ROVs down to the abyssal plane, cobbled together from bits of the base. Yeah, this is why you just should have an option to not have auto-scrolling text, period. All of them were lost, and her work on the suit failed. That's where the notes seemed to end. And yeah, again, you have to account for, like, you can't just do, it takes 5 seconds for every single line. That's just not a good way to do auto-scrolling. The most recent document mentions another way. Did she make it? How? This suit was so close to completion. Why abandon it? Yeah. This is the first time I've had, like, problems with this. We have to make that dive. Previously, it's been fine. If I can fix up this suit, we can take it over the drop-off. Perhaps Mina managed it. We need to follow. Jesus Christ, I can do this. We can do this. This is so much text. Let's get back outside and call the drone. So, space to scan, control to cancel scan. What is W? Nothing? What was W? W, set heading, move. No? Like, this? But like, if I have this, I can W? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good, at least. Yeah, okay. I should be using these hotkeys, definitely. I think I missed some lines there. It's very frustrating to make it that way again. Like, it's weird, because so far it's been fine up until this point. And now it's not even, like, under time pressure. It's just the writing itself just, like, wasn't really tailored to the auto-scrolling speed. So, you're saying we should just link and get back? That's something I didn't really account for. Hold on. Can't finish the thought. Glad to see you're back online. Sorry for the rush, but we gotta move. I've been going through Mina's notes from her lab, and from what I can tell, she attempted a free dive over the drop-off. That's why she left her suit behind. She must have opened it up and descended. I know what you're thinking. There's no way she could free dive thousands of meters to the ocean floor. But that's what she did, willingly, and we are going after her. We need to dive now. I've been working on the suit and it's almost ready. I've used sections of Mina's failed heart suit to modify our suit. Now it's a full atmospheric dive suit. Internally, we should be able to maintain 1 atmosphere of pressure for me and that casing of yours. It'll work just like before, but our depth rating is massively increased. We can hit 2, maybe 3,000 meters. The suit is in the bay, so load whatever samples you need. I marked the drop-off on the map, so we can dive there directly and search for any evidence there. I have no idea why she would do this. It's suicide, but she seemed to believe she could do it. Get ready to go. I'll be waiting. This seems very, like, abrupt. Like, don't we have other things to explore around, and maybe we can, like, manage to piece together more information before we, like, do a suicidal death dive just for shits and giggles? Because, well, she probably did it. It looks like she probably did, so we should as well. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she, like, tried to do it, but then failed and aborted and, like, never went through with it or something. We got another log here. Finding that laboratory in the bloom, it is almost like working with Mina again. I still have some good memories of Kepler 62F. Hours diving beneath the ice in that crystalline ocean, sampling the mineral deposits that Mina claimed were evidence of life. Our synchronized rhythms in the lab, working silently but in concert. Lying beside her in the too narrow berth. The creak of pack ice... What? The creak of pack ice rattling down the base's spine. What? Packed? But those memories come with unwelcome ones attached. One of Mina's quiet judgment, her deep sadness, her flaring anger. For a few short months, that subglacial ocean was ours, blocked from the universe outside by 5 kilometers of ice. Its secrets were our own. But then Mina had other secrets too. It seems like I will never escape her secrets. Here I am living among them, drowning in them, picking through them in search of answers. Turns out Ellery is just a stalker. Still can't scan this, can we? Nope. Still need like 1 or 2 more of those bee colonies, I think. Yeah, so it's kind of clearly saying you should probably stock up before you do this dive. You should have some stuff with you. But like, I don't know. I think maybe I won't do the dive like just yet. Bloom fan. And multiple taxonomy entries. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't give any oxygen. It's only 7%. These are the best ones. I guess you could, like, farm stuff in a way. We could, like, get out there, go to these places, get one each, and then, like, teleport back, and then do that a couple times, but that is very, very annoying. Don't love that. So then, do we have anything that's, like, completed? No. This one's done. Bloom fan. Bloom fans are delicate and pale fan-shaped creatures that filter the toxic microbes of the bloom. As tall as a human and with a wide span of pale spines that form a feather-like shape, they are instantly recognizable in the green clouded water of the bloom. Anchoring themselves into the sand with a central stem, the bloom fan's filtration leads to a small patch of oxygenated water on the leeward side of the fan. Bloom fans seem to be sensitive to currents, adjusting their angle for better catchment, is that even a word? Of microbial growth, and also can often be seen shivering in order to free their delicate filaments of bloom growth. How they contend with the high toxicity and deoxygenated waters of the bloom is unclear, but perhaps analysis of the dust that coats their spines may offer some clues. A close analysis of the fan dust shows that the fans catalyze the bloom's microbes into massively increasing... Catalyze the bloom's microbes. I see. The bloom's microbes into massively increasing their oxygen production, to the point that the cells themselves are torn apart by the oxygen that bubbles out from within them. What? This is why bloom fans can be heard to be fizzing when in close proximity, and suggests that oxygen is the primary nutrient that the fans acquire from filtering. Interestingly, this analysis suggests that the bloom's microbes are oxygen-producing by nature, and may be a form of algae. It is only their sheer density blocking their access to sunlight, which means they no longer produce oxygen, but instead choke and poison the ocean. Meanwhile, it seems unlikely that the fans live on oxygen alone, but other nutrient sources might bloom fans use to support themselves. I'm just, like, expecting a giant, like, one of those fans that's, like, on an airboat or whatever. Just a huge thing that's, like, turning in the wind. Study of a piece of bloom fan stem reveals that below the sand, a bloom fan has 4 jointed legs and a head with a circular mouth. What? Using these, the bloom fan scrapes through rock and sand in order to extract minerals and biological compounds. Bloom fans may feed on the roots or even the buried eggs of other bloom species. This source of nutrients, which, supplemented by the oxygen gathered through its tail fan, which is in fact more of an external lung, is enough to sustain a bloom fan for a long period, especially due to its mostly static lifestyle. What this also suggests is that there may be a larger subterranean ecosystem which remains undiscovered beneath the bloom. What? Why would it suggest that? Is this where life has retreated to in these toxic conditions? What do you mean? Like, just in the ground? Underground, I guess, in the bloom? Sure. Let me see. Filtering spines, section view, sensory nodules, fantail, anchored limbs and head. Alright. And let's leave those for now. So yeah, I think let's... Oh, the drop-off. That seems fun. Nope, just want to see if we could read anything. Bloom froth. The highest levels of toxicity surround this hole in the bloom central ridge. If we could get below this point, we could sample the bloom source. I don't know, like, how you get to this. Weren't we, like, down here? Bivalve bloom vein shell. These silt-trapping outcrops look to have favorable conditions for bloom veins. If we want to study them, this would be a good place to look. Didn't I come from here? So, like, I guess I should check that out. So We do have to do this manually, but then W we can do here, yeah. You can't, like, do any hotkeys for this, can you? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, nice, we have one of those here. That's good. So, Control and then W, yeah, okay. Yeah, now we can do that a lot better. Though I have to get used to the, like, the hotkeys. So I guess it would be up here. Piles of silt have gathered up against these melted rocks, filling in the gaps beneath their strange distorted overhangs. Shell pile. Between these two rocks, a pile of shell fragments is gathered. A bronze one shimmers among the green. We could sample it here. Sand strip. Between the sharp rocks, a pale strip of sand leads on through the green. Okay, you can just tap W to go to a scan point as well, that's good. Melt hole. A jagged-edged split opens up in the rock shelf, a place for green clouds to gather. The shapes of corroded outcrops sit in the west like sleeping giants. Okay, these hotkeys definitely help out a lot here. Corroded shelf. Layers of rock stick out from beneath the silt, eaten away by the microbes of the bloom. Fused rocks. The rocks here blend into whorled shapes. What natural process caused this? In the rusted holes of the rock shelf, silt has gathered, forming a rare shelter for life in the bloom. And we've been here. The bloom is blindingly thick here, though to the southwest something glows between the microbial clouds. Should probably just use this 40%er. Yeah, so we've been here. Yeah, let's just use that. It's kind of a waste using that until we want to, like, just travel somewhere. We can't, like... Huh? What's happening? What was that? Why didn't it, like... go here? And here we've already been? Yeah, now we're just back here. So now... gotta go fast. Guess we might as well, in that case, go down and fetch that, like... this stuff. Should be another 40% here. Yeah, those are good. Yeah, like, what's happening now? I can't... I guess I was, like, not in scan mode, but, like, shouldn't I be able to... if I'm here... No, you can't, like, click on them, yeah? I don't know. I'm struggling with some of the, like... finicky controls here. Nice, we don't even have to, like, let go of this while tapping W. That's good as well. Oh, already done that. Oh yeah, I'm also zoomed out, but honestly, it's kind of nice to be zoomed out in this section, since we want to see, like, what we're coming up to. And this hasn't, like, refilled yet, no. But I mean, I guess I'm gonna try and go, like, up instead. In that case, we might as well refill oxygen. Northern bloom. From here, the bloom rolls out over vast plain, scraped clean of sand by vicious currents. This is as far north as we will go. Not with that attitude. Or, well, with that attitude. Yeah. Why is it, like, constantly making... Oh, no. I think something messed up with the refill. And now it's just constantly making an oxygen sound. Yeah, that was weird. Bubble edge. This fizzing border between the bloom and the oxygenated water within is a welcome sight. I guess we were supposed to come from that side. There's little to observe this far into the bloom. I can see nothing. Green in every direction. In this northern part of the bloom, there's little shelter from the storm of green. Beyond the bubble, the green clouds gather again. With the water sapped of all oxygen, what can be fueling this endless growth? A small construction drone from the base, corroded beyond use. What was Mina building out here? Burnt out drone? You don't want to, like, look at it? There we go. Nesting weavers. I'll call these weavers. For those beautiful nests and bubbles they weave. What would we do without them? Yeah, like, weavers, but then why didn't you just call the previous ones, like, whatever it was, something, instead of the bivalve thing? If you just said, I'll call these the second word, I would have said it was great. Let's go here. Oh, I guess I should have read that as well. Oh no, it's nest workers, damn. I want the good shit. There we go. Silicate skeletons. The ornate domes of the porous spheres of these skeletons glint with the purity of their silica growths. Jesus, that's a sentence. Yeah, like, these things are kind of pointless. Here, you can have some back. Take them. Oh, maybe, hold on, wait, does that actually do something? Like... Yeah, it makes it... Okay, alright, so never mind. Those are actually, like, fairly useful then. We can, like, make temporary places to sit and breathe. Okay, I haven't been using those. Thought they were kind of useless. I wonder what happens if you deploy one of these then. Probably nothing. Should we waste one, I guess, for science? It's like a tiny little bubble? No, it's just gone. Alright. Within the protective barrier, the water is oxygenated and clear of microbial clouds. What chemical process is being enacted here? Guess I should have read that first. Yeah, hold on. A strange fizzing light provides a little comfort in this bizarre wasteland. Yeah, so like, if I get to a point and there's like 2 or 3 points to look at, like creatures and stuff to read, I guess I should just dump one of these on the ground to save myself some oxygen. A refracted glow casts the shattered ground in a cool light. Green clouds drift above a rock floor honeycombed with holes. A low silt drift provides just enough cover for a bivalve shell, which peeks out from beneath the pale wave of sand. The currents of the bloom grow stronger as they move away from the rocky outcrops of its southern side. Yeah, I'm going like backwards here, I think. Anchored to the flaking rock, this fan sways softly, dislodging clumps of green growth as it does. As it do. Eaten away by the bloom, this outcrop is marked with a patina of tiny holes. Patina? How do you pronounce that? Hold on.
Patina.
Patina. Great. Thanks. Yeah, so like right here. Just do this. Get oxygen. And then... No! No, go back. And then we can read here. Silt has gathered around the base of this wide outcrop, and the signatures of life forms buried within it can be detected. To the north, the bloom whips around in cycles of heavy growth, like a thunderhead forming. And we had been here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I've been to these places, it seems. Among the green, I see tiny blue flashes, occasionally flickering. And that's it. I mean, I feel like... why even bother? I'll, like, grab these, I guess. And then we can just teleport back. Should I even grab them? I can't even use more of them anyway, so yeah, let's just get up from here. It's kind of hard to, like, tell if you've missed some nodes. If there were a couple branches there that I didn't go down. Because I don't completely remember. Yeah, so I guess I'll save everything else here. And grab like one of these, I suppose. Bloom vein updated, that should be done now. Bloom veins conceal themselves in bronze-colored shells most of the time, only coming out when the opportunity to feed presents itself. Highly attuned to the currents and flows of the bloom, bivalve bloom veins take advantage of any break in the bloom's flow to unfold from their shells and feed. They feed primarily on the bloom's microbial growth itself, able to quickly establish and maintain a feeding zone of oxygenated water. When a bloom vein tires, it will then retreat back into its shell, burying itself in the silt once more. I would like to understand more about how the bloom veins are able to feed directly on the microbes of the bloom, considering the extreme high toxicity. Perhaps something we uncover here could be useful for future expeditions into the unforgiving landscape of the bloom. Sampling and analyzing bubble growths from the bloom shows that they are a form of algae, but with incredible adaptability. They have a distinctive chemical structure, but notable to the study of bloom veins is the presence of a compound similar to domoic acid, I don't know what that is, within bloom bubbles. Domoic acid is a neurotoxin known to produce memory loss and confusion in animals, which suggests that the erratic and frantic feeding behavior of bloom veins when feeding is in reality a form of frenzy brought on by the consumption of the neurotoxin. What the hell? How this process isn't deadly to the bloom veins is unclear. The volumes of neurotoxin they are consuming are vast, enough to kill a human adult. Perhaps if I can directly examine a bloom vein, or at least its shell, I can understand their resistance. After being lucky enough to come across an entire bloom vein shell, analysis has provided some possible explanations for the creature's neurotoxin resistance. The shell itself was found to have radial patterns of tiny holes in certain areas, all of which were found to have a high concentration of the bloom neurotoxin. It seems that when the bloom vein is in its hidden resting state, it exudes the neurotoxin through its shell, processing the glucose in the bloom growths separately. This exuded neurotoxin coats the bloom vein's shell and the surrounding area, making the creature potentially deadly to any predator. This adaptation to the bloom is therefore a highly effective defense mechanism, even if the bloom vein itself is constantly on the edge of a frenzied neurotoxin-induced death. Great! Sounds fun! Pinhole eye, flexible vein, bloom growth on shell, bivalve opening stages. There's a weird looking thing. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do like a little more of this. Was there anything else? No. Just a little more of this. Let's do like one more, like, yeah, let's try and get here, I guess. Maybe I'll try and finish these up or something. And then we'll leave this for next time, I think. When yeah, something I was gonna say, like, much earlier, was that, like, sure, this map looks fairly big, but I guess that might not be everything. That might not be the whole story. If there's also, like, places you can go down a lot, if there's verticality to this whole thing, but I kind of don't think that's gonna happen. I'm guessing it's just like, oh, this is very deep down, but that's it. There's nothing like above the deep down in this area, but I don't know. We'll see. Alright, let's pick up one of these, always. Yeah, now we're like too over-prepared, I feel. So I'm just gonna skip these. We got too much stuff. Among the green clouds, the polychromal light of a huge bubble glows. Oops. This bubble has an iridescent sheen. Again, misspelled. Its skin being made up of thousands of tiny particles which refract the light. Right? Am I crazy? Can you spell that in both ways? Silicate skeletons. Open geometric forms, beautiful and strange, sit huddled within the skin of the bubble. Hold on. Really? You can spell it? That's just one R. I guess I'm just wrong. Yeah. Never mind, you cannot spell it with 2 R's. I swear I've seen it spelled with 2 R's. I guess I am the arse. I'm just gonna use like one of these, I guess, to refuel. That's fine. Maybe I shouldn't have. If that was wasted, I should have like used up these first, but it's probably okay. Crystal cylinders at the center of the bubble, rounded shape. At the center of the bubble, rounded shapes sit in a bed of silt. Around them, the water dances with streaks of refracted light. Oh god, there's more. Jesus. I mean, I would rather have one of these than these ones. So just Does that do anything? It makes like a tiny... no. Never mind. Tiny bubble, I was gonna say. Maybe that's a like very temporary, just like 5-second air bubble or something like that. Bubble skin. Though physical objects seem to be able to pass, the fizzing skin of the bubble completely obstructs the bloom's microbial clouds. White sand. A million tiny grains, perhaps the broken down remains of those silicate skeletons, gather here in the soft sparkling waves. Away from the protective bubble, the bloom regains its sickly green. Yeah, this might be too much, even just this. I think this just leads up to here, which we've been, or where we've been. The refracted light of the bubble falls across soft drifts of silt. Let's just, like, use this. Oh, I guess, sure. Because I think I've been here. Here, the bloom has burnt deeper into the rock, revealing strangely smooth surfaces, like the inside of an oyster shell. Oh god, no I haven't. Burnhole. Scorched into the rock, this wide crater reveals layers of broken stone and something smoother, shinier below. Should have placed it like here. Thinking back on it, that would have been more efficient. On the pitted surface of the scorched shelf, the lack of current has allowed silt to gather in soft piles. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm back where I've been. Okay. Heavy concentrations of microbial life turn the water here into a flat green wall. The bloom seems endless. And green. Silt bank. Small holes, perhaps burrows, dot the weaves of silt. Dense bubbles. Globular bubbles sit under the overhang of the corroded rock. This would be a good place to sample the bloom's growth. Let's use one of these and one of these. Bloom bubble. It's just the normal bubbles. Okay, never mind. The rocks deep inside the scar shine with a strange smoothness. Around this towering pillar of whorled rock, opaque green bubbles have gathered, pouring out of the eroded cracks. Now we're just getting, like, showered in oxygen. Yeah, maybe it was just like a weirdly kind of imbalanced section, which maybe was intentional, just to be like, you know, this place is hostile and stuff. And now we're back here. But there was like more stuff down here, wasn't there? Let me go over here as well. Let's do one of these. Guess I'll use one of these for that. Why not? Ceramic conductor, pulled from the base generator. Mina looks to have been using the bloom as a vast microbial fuel cell to power her work here. A Abandoned nest. This nest once protected this lab module, but now it is clogged with growth. With the colony gone, we could sample its structure. 70%? And there's more. That's good. Nest fragment. A shard of a woven crystalline nest, sampled from the bloom. And that's everything here, so I guess we just go back now? So I think I'm kind of done. There's still like that one thing in the middle that I don't know how to get to. I'm not sure if you have to do some weird like diving down under something and then going back up. Hello, Klein. I don't know if I should read out the full name. Klein Putin. So yeah, we can scan these at least. And, like, I guess I'll keep 2 of these at least. That's kind of a good thing to have for later. Nesting weavers. Alright, is that them done? Nope. We haven't seen the behavior yet. What do you get? How do you get the behavior? Is behavior, like, just scanning them until it's done and we get... No, we already have done that since we have the name for them. So that's just observations. I don't know what behavior is about. I guess it's like... Behavior is just we have to get, like, things, samples, like, related to them. Right? Like... Things like these ones, for example. But then to get the theory, we have to find, like, a specific area that has like a significant thing or something. What's this game about? That is a kind of a hard question to answer, honestly. Like, it's very hard to tell from just like the surface. It's basically like a visual novel of sorts. You just go around underwater and read things, basically. I don't know, it's hard to explain everything. Do we do anything else, or am I done? Let's check the dive map. It's just a lot of like clicking and menuing and reading stuff and finding out what is going on in this alien ocean and stuff. Yeah, there's still this thing, which I'm not sure how to get to. Because, like, wasn't the place to dive down somewhere here or something? We could get below this point. That seems to imply that it's the thing where we need to, like, weld or, like, break open the door. So I might not be able to do that yet, I imagine. So I think I'm just gonna leave it off there in that case, and then next time we'll skip this one and then go to the drop-off. Or, I mean, that has to be a thing. Because, like, we also have this thing over here that I also needed something to, like, open up a door of sorts. So I think we should go here, and hopefully we can get that thing and go back here later, I assume. Though it's weird that this one isn't showing up as a thing, but this one is. I don't know. A little confusing, but yeah, let's leave it off there for In Other Waters. And I'll take a break, and then we'll do some crosscode instead. Yeah, you came at the right time, exactly. That's also kind of why I don't really want to do a full run-through of what this game is, because I'm stopping it for now. I would recommend just checking out part 1 or something. But yeah, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Crosscode in just a bit.